What's up, everybody? It's Callie. Welcome back to You So Can. All right, so let's talk how to mark shit on your fabric. As you can see, these are all different marking tools that I have. Why do I have so many? Well, because different fabrics act in different ways, and sometimes things call for one thing, sometimes things call for another. Some things just don't like some things. So let's go over some of these marking tools, well, all of these marking tools that I have. All right, get the fuck out the way. All right, so the first thing, the most common thing that we have is tailor's chalk. And it is what it is. It's a fine chalk molded into this shape. And, just mark, mark, mark. However it is. They generally come in 2 packs because one blue, one white, because sometimes, well, probably not on there, but you have fabric that does better with white than it does blue, but as you can see here, blue does okay too. All right, these you need to wash to get it out of your garment. So if it's on the outside and you plan on wearing it, make sure you make time to wash your shit. All right. The next one we have is the Fine Point Water Soluble Ink Mark Be Gone. They do come in a variety of colors. The most common one is blue. And it just works just like a fine point felt tip marker. This one, sometimes you do have to mark the line several times. And since this fabric does have some stamped on printing, it doesn't really go over that very well. It doesn't mark that very well. And as you can see, it don't do shit on dark fabrics. They do make white ones. I don't use them because honestly, the white markers don't really do much for me. They will come out with water. Now I have had it on a garment and I needed it to wear it that day. Had some markings, sprayed it with some distilled water, give it some time to dry, and it has gone away. That being said, test it on a piece of fabric before you go marking up your garment. All right, so next up we've got water soluble pencils. Okay, they usually come in the magic combo of blue and white, and they work just like a pencil, but they're for fabric. Okay, again, you got to wash these out. I have not tried the spray and go method. You might want to test it just to see if it works on your fabrics and whatnot, because again, every fabric is different. Not everything's going to act the same. These are good for fine lines and whatnot. They do work well. All right, getting a little fancier, we have our mechanical pencil, and it does come with, see, I've worn the shit out of this stuff. It does come with different colors. It has a green, a white, and a pink. So it just all depends on what's going to work best for you in the fabric. But it works just like a mechanical pencil. I will say it's got this eraser. It's okay. Don't depend on it. Okay. Again, this is something that will have to come out in the wash for you. Next up, we've got our lovely Choco liner. And what it is it's basically powdered chalk and like a serrated wheel. It's a little hard to see, but it delivers a line of chalk through that serrated wheel onto your fabric. It does a nice sharp line, a lot sharper than these fuckers, but does good for shapes and whatnot. Works well on dark fabrics and the like. Okay, even got some bold denim here. And you do want to be careful though. Some people say you can just wipe it off. As you can see, it's getting lighter with my finger. So the line, I have had a few projects where I've marked something like at the beginning, and by the time I've gotten to that part, the line is really super faded, and I've had to remark it. So just extra, you know, be aware that this has a tendency to fade away. So it's good for like mark, so done. So yeah. Now this is a tracing wheel, okay? I don't have any carbon paper, but a lot of times what you do is say, you take you take whatever you need to trace, your markings, put some carbon paper down, and then trace it with this tracing wheel, and then you'll have, the carbon paper will put marks on your fabric. Make sure that it is carbon paper for fabric, okay? I've heard it and seen instances where the carbon just doesn't come out, like somebody like ground in, a bunch of carbon into the fabric and stuff did not come out. Okay, so that is usually like the mark, things that leave a mark. Say we've got, let's see, we've got this fabric, okay, and it kind of doesn't do well with the pencils, doesn't do well with the pens, can't really, you can kind of see, but you can also see that it kind of pulls at the fabric. You don't want to do anything that's going to distort your fabric while you're sewing it. So there are a couple different ways you can do it. Say you want to, like you need to, have like something go to like right here. Now, if you didn't have the luxury of having a piece of plaid, what you can do is use your pins as like a cross point. So you can go like that. You can mark lines with pins and just kind of, like you want to sew along this pin line. And then another way is tailor tacks. And what those are is basically you get needle and thread, and I like to double up on the thread, and say we're gonna need a tailor tack like right here. So what you go in is you get your hand needle and you just do just a smidge, just a little bit, and then you snip off some. And what you do is you just leave that there, okay? You want to leave tails long enough that if something gets pulled, it doesn't get pulled all the way out. All right? And then lastly, I admit I do not have much experience with this thing, but I've seen it on some blogs, especially quilting. I know this is big in quilting, but let's see. So this is what's called a Hera marker. It basically looks like something you'd spread a smear of cream cheese with on your bagel. But what it does is it's supposed to, rather than like actually use a marker, it like creases the fabric. So I've heard that you've got to like have something behind it, but okay, maybe some more cushioning behind it. I got some batting here. So yeah, so that looks like it puts like a crease line right there. I don't know if you can see, it's like right, might be a little hard to see on camera. Let me see if I can do it on this denim. Oh yeah. You can see how it crosses the twill pattern and kind of just makes like a crease. So yeah. Okay. I see you, boo-boo. So that's good in case you just want to like have something and then, you know, I would definitely, this would be a mark and then immediately sew type situation. I wouldn't fuck around with that. But in case you don't want to have to go out and spend, I think these are like $8 or something. But if you want to try it out, whoops, sorry about that, y'all. You could probably just use like the flat end of your seam ripper. So let's see if that does the same thing. Ooh, that does do the same thing pretty much. Except you just want to be careful, just make sure your sharp end isn't fucking anything up. But you might also be, let's see if we can use our turning tool. See, that really makes like a wide thing and you don't want to do that. So, all right. So here's a rundown of all the lovely marking tools. Choose your weapon. Get multiple weapons. Sometimes it's better to have a lot in your stash just to, but you know, get what you can afford. If all you can swing is something cheap, I would go for this at the beginning, you know, when you're first starting out, and then graduate to these or these pencils or something like that. But yeah, good job, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. Be excellent to each other. Bye-bye.